911, what's the location of your emergency?
I need an officer to come to my house right away, please. I think my son took the gun. I don't know if it's him. I don't know what's going on. I'm really freaking out.
Sheriff's office! Yeah, we're here. I can't hear you. We're not taking that risk right now. Okay, well, come to the door and look at my bag, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He said bro.
He said bro. Red flags.
The deadly school shooting in Michigan at Oxford High School. That's about an hour north of Detroit. 3 students killed, at least 8 others injured, including a teacher.
They're requesting medical assistance. Multiple ambulances if possible.
이 끔찍한 지옥을 만든 범인이 현장에서 체포되었습니다. 그의 이름은 이선 크럼블리. 놀랍게도 그는 고작 15살밖에 되지 않은 소년이었습니다. 구치소로 이송된 범인은 갑자기 소리를 지르며 이상한 말을 하기 시작합니다. 촉법 소년의 틀과 심신미약이라는 것을 이용해 법망을 빠져나가려 했던 범인. 하지만 그 영악한 계산은 법정에서 산산조각이 납니다. 판사는 정의가 무엇인지를 정확하게 보여주죠.
Defendant's alleged mental illness did not interfere with his ability to extensively plan for months. His actions, nor did it interfere with his ability to execute those plans.
도대체 그날 고등학교에서는 무슨 일이 있었던 걸까? 15살 소년은 왜 이런 끔찍한 학살을 치밀하게 계획했으며 결국 어떤 처벌을 받게 되었을까? 지금부터 저와 함께 이 사건에 대한 전말을 함께 파헤쳐 보겠습니다. 처벌 실화냐? (2021년 11월 30일) 오전 미시간주 옥스포드 고등학교의 한 교실. 수학 수업 중이던 교사는 이선 크럼블리의 책상 위에서 소름 끼치는 메모를 발견합니다. 시험지 한 구석에 그려진 권총과 피 흘리는 사람. 그 옆에는 생각이 멈추지 않아 나 좀 도와줘, 사방이 피투성이야 라는 문구가 적혀 있었습니다. 사태의 심각성을 직감한 학교 측은 즉시 이선의 부모를 긴급 호출합니다. 오전 10시 30분경 학교 상담실에 이선과 부모 그리고 상담사가 마주 앉았습니다. 학교 측은 당장 아이를 집으로 데려가 48시간 이내에 심리치료를 받게 하라고 권고했습니다. 하지만 부모의 반응은 놀라울 정도로 차가웠습니다. 자신들은 직장에 돌아가 봐야 한다며 조퇴를 거부한 겁니다. 결국 이 면담은 고작 12분 만에 끝이 났고 부모는 황급히 학교를 떠났습니다. 그런데 아무도 모르는 사실이 하나 있었습니다. 면담이 진행되는 내내 이선의 발밑에 배낭이 하나 놓여 있었던 것이죠. 그 안에는 9mm 권총과 50발의 총알이 들어 있었습니다. 면담이 끝나고 다시 교실로 돌아간 이선. 오후 12시 51분 다짐이라도 한 듯 배낭을 매더니 남자 화장실로 들어갔습니다. 그리고 잠시 후 화장실에서 나온 범인은 총을 꺼내 들었죠. 그게 참사의 시작이었습니다. 복도로 걸어 나온 이선은 눈에 보이는 학생들을 향해 무차별적으로 방아쇠를 당겼습니다. 복도를 전력 질주하고 도망치는 아이들을 쫓아가며 마치 사냥을 하는 듯 이를 즐겼습니다. 가장 끔찍한 비극은 복도 끝에서 벌어졌습니다. 총소리를 듣고 구석에 웅크린 채 벽에 기대어 숨어있던 여학생 메디슨. 이선은 공포에 떠는 그녀에게 다가가 잠시 지켜보더니 자비 없이 처형했습니다. 평화롭던 학교는 순식간에 지옥으로 바뀌었죠. 학교에 수십 대의 경찰차가 깔렸다는 속보가 뜨던 시각, 아빠 제임스는 뭔가 직감한 듯 황급히 집으로 달려갔습니다. 침실 서랍을 열어본 그는 있어야 할 권총이 사라진 것을 확인하고 다급히 911에 전화를 걸었습니다.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
I need an officer to come to my house right away, please. I think my son took the gun. I don't know if it's him. I don't know what's going on. I'm really freaking out.
Sheriff's office! Yeah, we're here. Yeah, we're here. Yes! Sheriff's office. It's safe to come out.
Yeah, he said it's safe to come out.
Now, we're not willing to take that risk right now. I can't hear you. We're not taking that risk right now. Okay, well, come to the door and look at my bag, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He said bro.
He said bro. Red flags.
그런데 의외로 이선은 별다른 저항을 하지 않았습니다. 마치 기다렸다는 듯 무장 경찰이 진입하자 남은 18발의 총알을 쏘지 않고 순순히 항복했습니다.
We believe he acted alone. There's no other shooters. There's no other gunmen. We don't believe anybody at this point in time, pending further investigation, that he planned this with anybody else.
단 5분 만에 끝난 이 끔찍한 학살의 여파는 전 세계를 경악에 빠뜨렸습니다.
The deadly school shooting in Michigan at Oxford High School. That's about an hour north of Detroit. 3 students killed, at least 8 others injured, including a teacher.
참혹한 총기 난사 사건이 벌어진 직후 경찰서 취조실로 부모인 제임스와 제니퍼가 급히 소환되었습니다.
Obviously, we don't know all what happened yet because everything's still ongoing. It's our understanding that he wasn't involved in a school shooting. He was the one who did everything. He said he acted alone. That's basically the only thing we've asked him so far because there's word about other students or other people that us. Want to use some questions from you, or ask you some questions first before we even start talking to him. Is there, I hate to stop you. Is it possible for me to have a word? My mouth is full. Yes, I'll get one. Super dry, freaking out.
자신의 아들이 친구들을 살해했다는 충격적인 소식. 하지만 부모의 반응은 수사관들을 당황하게 만들었습니다. 아들의 상태를 묻거나 피해자들에게 사죄하기는커녕 굳게 입을 닫아버린 겁니다.
This morning, what went down this morning? Well, he was writing, yes, show them the picture. He was doodling on a test, or a practice test. Do you think we should probably have a lawyer? That's up to you. I think we probably should. Does he have an issue, like being picked on? No. Not that we know of.
All I know is I got a call from the counselor about that. He texted me, and we went down there, and that's all it was about. And he didn't seem worried about it, and he said he was more welcome to stay at school, or he could go home, and I really wish we could go home.
그리고 잠시 후 아들을 마주한 부모들.
Okay, so we were going to ask you a list of questions about why you did this and get your whole side of the story. Your parents want to retain insurance, so we'll not be asking you any questions about the incident that you were involved in. Your parents popped in here to get some basic information. You will have a contact with them eventually. We'll be taking you to either Oakland County Jail or Children's Village forthwith, get you lodged after we take all your clothes and everything else you have on you. Any questions for me? I don't think we need to ask you any questions right now. Okay, I'll back up.
잠시 그를 보고 있던 엄마 제니퍼는 감정에 복받쳐 한마디를 꺼냅니다.
Why?
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
그로부터 약 1년 뒤인 2022년 10월 오클랜드 카운티 법원 모두의 예상을 깨고 놀라운 상황이 벌어졌습니다. 이선 크럼블리가 1급 계획 살인과 테러 등 24개 혐의에 대해 전면 유죄를 인정한 겁니다. 검사가 묻는 질문에 거침없이 네라고 대답했죠.
You understand that you will be pleading guilty to count 1, terrorism causing death. That is a felony where you face up to life without parole or a minimum sentence of 25 to 40 years and a maximum sentence of at least 60 years. You may have to reimburse the government for expenses incurred from the violation. I'm going to cover your rights with you here in court. Sir, if your plea is accepted, you will not have a trial of any kind, and you will be given up the following rights. The right to be tried by a jury, and throughout the trial, the right to be presumed innocent unless the prosecutor proves your guilt beyond reasonable doubt. You'll be given up the right to have witnesses against you appear at the trial and to question witnesses against you.
Sir, on that date, November the 30th, 2021, in Oakland County, Michigan, did you bring a 9mm 6-hour handgun and 50 rounds of 9mm ammunition with you to the Oxford High School? Yes, sir. Did you keep the gun and ammunition in your backpack with you that day?
Yes.
Is it true that approximately 12:49 p.m. on that day you entered a boys' bathroom in the Oxford High School?
Yes.
Is it true that
I'm sorry, can you keep your voice up for me?
Yes, sir.
Is it true that while inside the boys' bathroom, in the stall of the bathroom, you removed the handgun from your backpack?
Yes.
Is it true that you ensured that the handgun was loaded? Yes. Is it true that you exited the bathroom approximately 12:51 p.m. on November the 30th, 2021?
Yes.
Is it true that when you exited the bathroom, you began shooting at students and staff members of the Oxford High School?
Yes.
That the firearm that you used on November the 30th was purchased on November the 26th, 2021 by your father, James Crumley?
Yes.
Is it true that you asked him to buy that firearm?
Yes.
Is it true that you gave him your own money to buy that firearm?
Yes.
Is it true that you picked that gun out to buy?
Yes.
When you obtained the firearm, it was not kept in a locked container or a safe?
Yes, it was not locked.
People are satisfied.
Thank you. The court adopts the people's voir dire as its own. With that being said, defense satisfied as well?
Defense is satisfied.
Thank you.
형량 거래조차 없는 순수한 자백을 한 범인. 어차피 빠져나갈 구멍이 없으니 일찌감치 모든 죄를 인정하고 감형을 받으려 한 것일까? 그런데 이 자백은 그들이 준비한 치밀한 전략의 시작에 불과했습니다. 2023년 7월 밀러 청문회가 열렸습니다. 이는 미국 사법체계에서 미성년자에게 가석방 없는 종신형을 선고하기 전 피고인이 정말 교화가 불가능한 상태인지 판단하는 심사입니다. 그리고 변호인단은 이것을 통해 가석방을 노려봤죠. 그리고 영상 하나를 법정에 공개했습니다. 구치소 대기실에서 발작하며 이상한 소리를 해대는 이선의 영상이었습니다.
Your Honor, I'm going to play what is in my exhibits as S body cam jail footage.
Stop, God, stop. Stop pushing forward. Stop, God, stop, please, God. Oh, stop.
All right.
Yeah.
On count three, you're going to sit down. 1, 2, 3.
변호인 측 심리학자 닥터 킹은 이 영상을 근거로 호소했습니다.
A child in the throes of psychosis. God, why didn't you stop it? And that's exactly how psychosis works. You engage in an action and somehow you don't understand the outcome of the consequences. He's having a panic attack and a break with reality.
이것은 심각한 정신증을 겪고 있는 아이의 모습입니다. 끔찍한 범행은 환청에 시달린 끝에 벌어진 우발적인 사고였습니다. 하지만 검사는 증인의 모순을 파고들기 시작했습니다.
Doctor, you described the defendant as a broken person with a broken brain, and I don't need to describe that. I need to know what clinically, what does that mean? What's the medical definition of a broken person with a broken brain?
Mental illness is a symptom of a broken brain.
Is broken brain a medical term, doctor?
It is a layman's term. I'll be more than happy to go into clinical definitions of a broken brain.
All right, and you'd agree with me that a broken brain is not a Miller factor, right?
It's not a Miller factor.
And you agree that you're not offering a fix for the broken brain, are you?
I'm sorry, sir?
You're not offering a fix for a broken brain.
No, sir.
Okay. And you're not telling the court even that it can be fixed, are you?
Yes, I am actually.
Okay. You know that this can be fixed.
Yes, sir.
All right. Doctor, you finished that sentence on page 40 describing the defendant as a person waiting for something terrible. That's in the third to last sentence in the last full paragraph on page 40. And you say broken person with a broken brain waiting for something terrible to happen. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Doctor, he wasn't waiting, was he?
He was.
He was planning. Wasn't he planning something terrible?
He was.
Right. And he planned it out, and he wrote about it, and he recorded himself talking about it, and he actually anticipated people finding his recordings, right?
Yes, sir.
And then he carried out something terrible, right?
Yes, sir.
You make another remarkable statement on the last line, in the last full paragraph of page 40, quote, the defendant's form of mental illness, if not treated, typically ends with deadly consequences. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
You don't cite anything to support that in your report, do you?
It's not cited in my report, sir. That is correct.
Okay, what do you base that on? The idea that the defendant's form of mental illness, as you describe it, typically ends with deadly consequences.
Yes, sir.
Can you cite the court what you rely on for that prospect.
Every day in this country, I'm citing it, I'm giving you the evidence, sir. 22 veterans killed themselves.
Doctor, that's not the question. You use the word typically, and you use the mental illness describing this defendant. And what I'm asking you is, where do you get that it typically ends in deadly consequences?
Untreated mental illness, sir, without intervention, does not end very well.
But you say it typically ends with deadly consequences.
Yes, sir.
You got anything you can cite that says that?
22 veterans every day in this country.
The disorders that you list that you diagnose the defendant with, those aren't specifically associated with youth, are they?
Can you rephrase that question, please, sir?
The disorders that you diagnose the defendant with on page 41, those are not specifically associated with youth, are they?
That's not true.
Okay, tell me.
Depression?
You saying is associated with youth. Adults don't have depression?
Yes, sir. And so do adolescents.
I understand, doctor. What I'm saying is specifically associated with youth. That this is a problem that youth face that adults do not. And you would agree with me that adults suffer from major depressive disorder or even severe with psychotic features, as you describe it, generalized anxiety disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder, right?
Yes, sir.
Those are not exclusive to youth.
Oh, correct.
Lots of adults have those same diagnoses.
Absolutely.
And lots of those people with those disorders don't kill anyone, do they?
That is correct.
Lots of people suffer depression. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Even severe depression.
Yes, sir.
And those people don't all become mass shooters, do they?
That is true.
Doctor, you spend quite a bit of time talking about implicit bias, and I want to start our discussion about that. What I don't understand is how implicit bias has anything to do with this case, so that's what I want to focus on, okay? What was the genesis of this idea of yours to view this shooter and this shooting through the lens of race?
So what I do when I teach implicit bias classes, sir,
So, doctor, I want to stop you. My specific question is, what was the genesis of this idea that you have to view this shooter and this shooting through the lens of race?
I was about to explain it to you, sir.
Let me ask you this. Was that your idea or someone else's?
It's actually based on my profession, on my professional experience, sir.
All right, so this was your idea?
It's not solely my idea, sir.
No, what I mean is, when you decided to put that in your report, no one said to you, hey, doctor, how about implicit bias? You came to them and said, you know what, I can explain this, it's implicit bias. True? It's your idea.
No, sir.
The defendant had been turning in school assignments with weapons drawn on them and sad faces and saying things like, the world is a joke, school is a joke, I'm a joke for falling for a fool's joke. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, you attach that specific assignment, and it's at page 63 of your report. You want to take my word for it, or you can look. But
I take your word for it, sir.
All right, page 63 says, the world is a joke, school is a joke, I'm a joke. That's what you're referring to, right?
As one of the assignments, yes, sir.
Yeah, and then on page 48 you say, despite turning in assignments with weapons drawn on every assignment, he was not suspended nor expelled from school because implicit bias says he did not fit the profile of a troubled student. You see that on page 48?
Yes, sir.
And then you attach all those assignments that you're relying on, right?
Yes, sir.
And your point is no one paid attention to those drawings because the defendant is white, right? That's implicit bias, right?
He is not subject to the same level of rigor.
And you're relying on the homework assignments because you say if someone else had turned those in, they would have paid attention, but because the defendant is white, they overlooked that. That's your opinion.
Basically,
Okay.
dear. Yes, sir.
And you accused the teachers at Oxford High School of being racist. It's implicit bias, not overt, but it's racism, right?
No, sir.
You're saying that implicit bias is not a form of racism.
Implicit bias is not racism, sir.
Okay.
They're two very different terms.
Okay, and so what you're saying is because the student was white and not black, not racism, but implicit bias, they didn't pay attention to those assignments, right? That's what you put in your report.
Everyone in this courtroom has some form of implicit bias, sir. It has nothing to do with race.
I'm not debating that with you, doctor. What I'm saying is you're accusing those teachers of not paying attention to those homework papers because the defendant was white. That's your testimony.
That is correct.
Right. And doctor, none of those folks saw those homework papers. So you accused teachers at Oxford High School of not paying attention to the defendant because of his race when they never saw those things. Does that matter to you?
Sir, he turned in...
Does it matter to you, doctor?
It does matter.
Okay. And, doctor, in your report at least, you never talk about the defendant's internet searches. Agree?
That is correct.
And you were aware they existed. You testified. You did pull out one about the dog, so you knew they existed. You just didn't reference them in your report.
That is correct.
In fact, you don't mention the shooting at all, or the shooting video in your report, do you? You saw it, but you don't mention it, do you?
I mentioned his mental illness, sir.
Doctor, my question is not his mental illness, it's his motivation. Why does he want to kill people? You didn't talk about that in your report, did you?
I did.
Where?
In my testing, sir, I spoke about his obsession and his compulsions.
Doctor, I'm talking about what motivated him. Why did he want to kill other people?
I need to think Ethan knows fully why he wanted to kill him.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, doctor, because we're going to look at some things and see if Ethan tells us, the shooter tells us why he was motivated to do that. Doctor, I'm going to show you a series of clips from the journal, the text messages, internet searches, and so forth. I want to go through those with you.
전문가가 당황하며 말끝을 흐리자 검찰은 소년의 치밀하고 악의적인 민낯이 담긴 증거들을 쏟아냅니다.
Then I will walk behind any girl pretty and shoot them in the back of the head. I will then shoot everyone I see aiming for the head. You see that?
I do.
I will continue shooting people until police breach the building. I will then surrender to them and plead guilty to life in prison. You see that?
I do.
I want the world to remember me. That's in the journal, right? You saw that.
That is correct.
You don't reference that in your report, though, do you?
That is correct.
I would just hope their parents will fill with sadness and, is it distraught? When I shoot up the school, I hope that every parent of kids I gravely murder will be so sad that they kill themselves. Do you see that?
Those are the facts of the case.
Hold on, doctor. It's not just the facts of the case. This is the defendant's own words, right? Okay. When they saw the video, when they show the video in court, everyone can see their children and friends dying. And I want for the parents to see their kids burned to ash and bawl their eyes out. I am going to spend the rest of my life in prison. You see that?
I do.
Next slide, please. Defendant's Journal, page 18. The first victim has to be a pretty girl with a future. You see that?
I do.
And it shows a gun to the back of the head of a girl, right?
I do.
Next slide, please. I know that rarely any shootings have happened in Michigan, so that means I will cause the biggest school shooting ever in the state. I am not going to tell myself I will surrender to the police. I wish to hear the screams of the children as I shoot them. You see that?
I do.
범행 한 달 전부터 소년의 핸드폰은 온통 형량 계산뿐이었습니다.
He Google searched, what is the worst prison sentence you can get in Michigan? He wrote, what is a life sentence for a 15-year-old?
And that's what he actually searched on his phone in Google?
Yes, that's what he entered, correct.
And this is 1 week before the shooting?
Yes. What is the sentence for for a 15 to life? Has anyone ever been executed in Michigan? What states have the death penalty?
Again, a week before the shooting? And
Yep.
What part is redacted here?
The name of another school shooter.
Of a different convicted school shooter from another state?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What did he search regarding that individual?
Is redacted, sentenced to death. I started making a plan. It was a plan to kidnap, rape, and kill her.
May the 20th, 2021, he was still writing about this?
Yeah, he quotes, I'm not going to get caught, man. I'm going to bring my gun just in case. Full air and pellets. Basically deadly. But I have full plan on how to kidnap her. It's just super risky.
April the 25th, 2021.
I will kill any innocent. I don't care who I kill. I will kill who I feel like killing. Age, gender, I don't care.
이어서 스크린에 이선의 일기장이 공개됩니다.
The security guard, so no one knows that, put the bird head in the bathroom. It just amuses me how I can cause people to talk about what I did, and it makes me happy. once I do the shooting, it will go down as one of the biggest school shooting in American and Michigan.
이것은 정신질환자의 충동이 아니었습니다. 자신이 감옥에 갈 것까지 계산해둔 완벽한 악마의 시나리오였죠. 그리고 얼마나 그가 악랄했는지 생존자인 키건의 입에서 그 상황을 들을 수 있었습니다.
I know this is hard, but can you tell the court what happened from 12:59 to 1:01? He comes back in the stall, and what does he do, Keegan?
He told me to stay put and for Justin to come out with him.
And what did Justin do?
He went out with him.
Okay. Did the door close at that point?
No.
So the stall's open, the door,
Yes.
and you're still on the toilet crouching?
Yes.
Okay. And what happens next, Keegan?
It was quiet for a second, and then I heard a shot.
What did you see when you came out of the stall?
Justin's body in a pool of blood.
Was he laying face up or face down?
I don't remember exactly.
Okay. And the shooter tells you to do what?
He kind of signals me to go over by his body.
And what did you do?
When he moved the gun away from his side, kind of, I ran behind his back and out the door.
Okay. Why did you do that?
Because I think when I saw his body, I realized that if I stayed, I was gonna die.
그리고 변호인단은 이대로는 안 되겠는지 검찰 측 정신과 전문의 닥터 에너커를 물고 늘어집니다.
So you list that he dealt with those violent thoughts by playing video games, by killing animals, and going to a shooting range or watching movies, correct?
Correct.
I need help understanding this because you say he does not fit the definition of having mental illness, and then you say he's been able to control these violent voices by killing animals. So he should have been able to stay home that day and torture a bird instead of doing what he did.
So again, counselor, I understand it's very hard to imagine how someone who's sane can torture animals and who can commit mass murder. But the fact remains that they are, and they do. It's not everyone who tortures an animal, it does it because of psychosis or because of mental illness. It may seem completely horrible or illogical to people who are not in that situation, but it doesn't automatically equate to mental illness. So the point I was making in this paragraph, where I was talking about his ability to conform his conduct to the requirements of the law at the time of the offense, what we mean by that is, did he have alternative courses of action that he could have chosen instead of shooting the people at the school? And he demonstrated he had multiple alternatives. We might not agree with them, but he was able to deal with those urges in other ways rather than killing people. And that included killing animals. It's not great, but he was able to do things other than killing people, and he chose not to.
I want to finish with talking about the form of your report. You would agree with me that when you're doing a particular examination like the one you did here for criminal responsibility, there's a form or a rubric that is used. I want to go over another report that you completed.
Thank you.
When you have a moment, can you review that report and see if that is one that you authored?
Yes, I did.
So I'd like to compare the reports that you did for Ethan and this other defendant that we're calling MC.
Okay.
The point of what I am going through here, and I can speed it up to the opinion that she has, it is the exact same wording, and that was attacked very, very harshly when it came to Dr. King. So whether he was using a rubric from a different doctor or using a report from a different case, it is a different case and a different set of facts. So if the summary opinion that she has signed here is the exact same in this other case that she has reviewed, I believe that it's relevant.
Because it is relisting the statutory definition of mental illness. Yes, counselor.
And that is your summary opinion. It is the exact same in both cases. You're switching out the name.
하지만 닥터 에너커는 흔들림 없이 받아쳤습니다.
Because you can't change the statute. The definition is the same, no matter how you write it. So what I am restating in my summary opinion in both cases is that I did not believe the person met the statutory definition. So yes, it is the same.
변호인의 회심의 일격마저 완벽하게 막혀버린 순간이었습니다. 그런데 15살 소년이 어떻게 권총을 손에 넣을 수 있었던 것일까? 수사를 통해 나온 결과는 모두를 충격에 빠뜨렸습니다. 다름 아닌 이선의 부모였기 때문입니다. 사건 불과 며칠 전인 블랙 프라이데이. 아버지는 아들에게 9mm 권총을 사주었고 이선은 자신의 인스타그램에 이렇게 기록했죠.
Detective, you told us that you've had the opportunity to review data received from Instagram. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you. So this first, on page 1 here, we have an image. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This image appears to be a target with holes in it.
Correct.
So page 2, at the top, we have a text area.
Yes, sir.
And what does that say?
It's took my new SIG out to the range today. Definitely need to get used to the new sights. LOL.
그리고 며칠 뒤 어머니는 아들과 함께 사격장 데이트를 즐겼던 것입니다. 치열했던 밀러 청문회가 끝났고 담당 판사 콰메로우는 이선 크럼블리의 악행에 대해 이렇게 발표했습니다.
The court notes that it is not saying because the defendant may be mentally ill that that automatically means he's irreparably corrupt. What the court notes is that he has an obsession with violence, that this act involved extensive planning, extensive research, and he executed on every last one of the things that he planned. As the court stated in its written opinion and order regarding the Miller hearing, defendant's alleged mental illness did not interfere with his ability to extensively plan for months. His actions, nor did it interfere with his ability to execute those plans.
판사는 이선의 범행이 결코 10대 소년의 충동적인 실수가 아님을 명확히 못 박았습니다. 이제 남은 것은 형을 확정짓는 최종 선고뿐이었습니다. 운명의 날, 판사의 최종 판결을 앞두고 이선 크럼블리에게 마지막 발언 기회가 주어졌습니다. 눈물을 글썽이며 이렇게 말합니다.
Mr. Crumbly, is there anything you would like to state before I pass sentence?
May he stand?
Yes, you may. Thank you. You may proceed.
I'd like to thank you for letting me speak, Your Honor. We are all here because of me today, of what I did. My actions were because of what I chose to do. I could not stop myself, but I am the one who led to why we are here today. I do not diminish any ability to anyone who could have stopped me, of anyone of a school or parents. They did not know, and I did not tell them what I planned to do, so they are not at fault for what I've done. I am a really bad person. I have done terrible things that no one should ever do. I have lied, been not trustworthy, I've hurt many people, and that's what I've done, and I'm not denying it, but that's not who I plan on to be. Whatever sentence it is, I do plan to be better than I am. I don't know if you'll believe that, but records of 15, 20, 25 years can show that it will change. Because it may not show it now with only 2 years of records, but I am trying. And all I want is for the people I hurt to just have a final sense of culpability that justice has somewhat been served in any capacity that they can recognize it with. Any sentence that they ask for, I ask that you do impose it on me, because I want them to be happy and I want them to feel secure and safe, and I do not want them to worry another day. Because I really am sorry for what I've done, for what I've taken of them. I cannot give it back, but I can try my best in the future to help other people, and that is what I will do. So, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
피해자들이 원하는 어떤 벌이든 달게 받겠다는 눈물의 반성. 하지만 재판부의 판단은 단호했습니다.
This started with him asking for a better gun to conduct the school shooting. He had initially a .22 caliber weapon that he wrote would not do enough damage. And so weeks and weeks prior to this offense, he started to formulate this plan and knew and asked for the weapon that he could cause the most harm with. As counsel is aware, the goals of sentencing do not only involve rehabilitation, but also involve deterrence and punishment. Deterrence is two parts. It's private deterrence for the defendant in hopes that they would never commit an act like this again. But then there's also public deterrence, where the public sees the punishment that the individual has received in hopes that the public will never do anything like this in the future. We are here for sentencing based upon the defendant's actions, not the alleged shortcomings of others. As the defendant pointed out himself, he took responsibility, and he himself is not asking this court for a term of years. The court cannot underscore defendant's extensive planning and execution in this case enough. He practiced shooting at a gun range. He practiced racking and unracking the gun. And on November 30th, 2021, he could have chosen not to conduct the school shooting. When his parents were called to the school on that morning for his drawings, he could have said something then. He had a gun in his backpack at that time. When the school counselor advised the parents to please get him help within the next 48 hours, he could have stopped then and simply accepted the help that was going to be offered for him. Because according to the reports, his mother said that she'd get him the help. He could have changed his mind. Unfortunately, after shooting the first person, Phoebe Arthur, he could have changed his mind at that point. But he didn't. He continued to walk through the school, picking and choosing who was going to die. As the defendant said in his own words, this is nobody's fault but his own. He stated this afternoon that with help, that probably would not have stopped him. That is absolutely concerning to this court. With that, the court having read the PSI and being fully familiar with the defendant and the underlying facts of this case, believes that it is in the best interest of justice as well as proportionate to the needs of this case to sentence defendant as follows. As it relates to docket 2022-279-506 FC, count 1, terrorism causing death. Sentence of the court is that defendant shall serve life without the possibility of parole, credit for 8 days served. Counts 2 through 5, homicide, first degree, premeditated murder, juvenile defendant. Sentence of the court is that defendant shall serve the rest of his life without the possibility of parole with the Michigan Department of Corrections, credit for 8 days served. On counts 6 through 12, assault with intent to murder. On each of the counts, defendant is sentenced to 18 years and 9 months to 80 years with the Michigan Department of Corrections, credit for 8 days served. Thank you very much. With that, deputies, you may take Mr. Crumpton. To those in the gallery, please be seated until he is exited.
15살 소년에게 내려진 법정 최고형. 그는 죽어서야만 감옥 밖으로 나올 수 있게 되었습니다. 그런데 감옥에 들어간 지 몇 달 뒤 충격적인 소식이 들려왔습니다. 법정에서 어떤 벌이든 달게 받겠다며 눈물 흘렸던 그 아이가 자신의 형량이 너무 무겁다며 항소 절차에 돌입한 겁니다. 자신의 재판을 맡았던 변호사들의 능력이 부족했고 자신의 정신적 문제가 제대로 다뤄지지 않았다며 다시 판결해달라고 요구하고 있습니다. 판결이 확정되자마자 가면을 벗어던진 셈입니다. 법정에서 흘린 눈물은 뉘우침의 눈물이 아니라 촉법의 틀로 혹시나 종신형을 피할 수 있지 않을까 했던 거짓된 눈물이었습니다. 그리고 법은 여기서 끝나지 않았습니다. 그동안 학교 총기 난사 사건이 벌어지면 총을 쏜 당사자에게만 죄를 물었고 부모에게 살인의 직접적인 책임을 묻지는 않았습니다. 하지만 이 사건은 미국 사법 역사를 완전히 다시 썼습니다. 여러분은 이 사건에 대해 어떻게 생각하시나요? 여러분의 생각을 댓글로 남겨주세요. 구독과 좋아요, 댓글은 영상을 만드는데 큰 힘이 됩니다. 감사합니다. 처벌 실화냐?